Hello, Beez Bladers! Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. A new knife model just dropped. I have 2 of the 4 configurations. We're gonna get all nice and close and personal real quick like with these 2, and I'll show you what the other 2 look like, and all that's gonna start right now. The prototype was very, very cool, but oh yeah, the drop, yeah, it looks so good. This is the Tempest Jetstream. Would you look at it? Just look at it with all of its micro millingness. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A little bit of texture vision for you. Oh, you know, I love my texture. I love my textured titanium, baby. And this bad boy has a textured titanium body with diagonal micro milling. It has titanium hardware, and this is a very, very, very nice blade. 154 cm blade steel, baby. But before we get to that, let me show you this side. Would you look at it? Just look at it. Milled titanium clip. This clip is sturdy, and I mean sturdy in and out of the pocket. It is not going to drop out of your pocket. And look at here, a titanium backspacer with a spot for your lanyard. So all you lanyard lovers, you're set and ready to go. And check this out. Excellent, excellent jimping on this. I'm not calling it, I wouldn't call it a hidden flipper, but it's an inline flipper tab. It's not sticking out. It's not a pocket pecker. Are you ready to see this blade? Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh yeah, just look at that. This is the reverse tux version. Oh, I love the reverse tux look. And check out the black wash on this blade. It is very, very slicey. 15 thousandths of an inch behind the edge. Oh, mamacita. And this, oh, I'm telling you, this thumb hole works fantastic. And look at this. There you go. There's the logo from Knives Fast. Go over to Knives Fast channel on YouTube. That is who designed this bad boy. And look at this. Oh, it is so snappy, and the reverse flick, oh, it's so good. I don't know whether to get the other knife out or to tell you all about this one. We'll just cuff it, play it by the cuff. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Look at this. It's solid, left and right, up and down. I have no movement. It is well locked up. I'd say about the 40% mark, and yes, the blade is centered, and it's such a good knife. If you have medium to large size hands, you're gonna absolutely freaking love this thing. And before I jump around too much, let me go from one end down to the other, give you a quick little tour ski. You do have a little bit of sharpening room. It has a nice drop off, a pretty steep plunge grind, which is very nice, very, very nice. And just there's one more look, up close look at that micro milling. And wait till you see the other configuration that I have. At this side right here is a solid chunk of titanium. It does have milling for weight relief. And then this side, it has a nested liner inside of this titanium. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And that pivot is captive, and it does have ceramic ball bearings in it. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's not a spoiler alert. There's nothing spoiled here. The action on this thing is fantastic. Before I tell you all about the action, the different ways you can use it, let me show you this other one. Now, 2 versions originally were on the pre-order. So everybody that pre-ordered one, you probably got it or it's on its way, but there's 2 versions that weren't on the pre-order, and this is one of them. Oh, yes. Look at that cleanliness. So if you want to go for this one, I think is called the Super Jet. No, wait a minute. The Silver Jet. This is the Silver Jet version. And look at that, how clean. And check out the blade. Pow! Ooh, yes. This one, I believe, is a little bit more snappy. I have pros and cons on each one. I'm going to run through them real quick. I wouldn't say there's a whole lot of connage going on, but look at the stone wash on this bad boy. Such a good stonewash. And these are OEM'd by Kubi. So if you know anything about Kubi, you know that they are made very, very well. Check it out. T8 hardware. And you do have the filler tab on that side. I love the fact it's a reversible clip. And I will iterate, both of these clips are very strong. They are not going to come out of your pocket. Now look at the drop. Look at that. It is like butter. Oh, speaking of butter, I have a butter Knives Fast. Come to the live stream on Friday night. I'll tell you all about it. But this one is equally as smooth. And here's the differences that I can tell you between these 2. And you know what? While I have them down here on the table, let me tell you this real quick. From tip to tip, they're 8 inches long. You have a 4.5 inch handle, a 3.5 inch blade. They weigh in at 4.8, 4.9 ounces. And like I said, 15 thousandths of an inch behind the edge. And I just so happen to have my Tempest Knives Microburst, which is a fantastic. One of the best EDC knives I've ever had. I've carried this so much. I had two of them. One of them is now with a channel member, but there's a comparison. If you have the microburst already, this gives you an idea. Look at that. Look how well they pair together. But before I digress too far, there's only one main difference that I could tell between the two. They both have excellent, and I mean excellent action. They are super, super smooth, easy to operate, left-handed or right-handed, and these are an ambidextrous knife. There's nothing that's not ambidextrous about these knives. Now here's the only difference I could find that it was noticeable to me is if you look at the jimping on the blackwash is a little more aggressive, like I prefer. You get a little more aggression? You get a little more aggression right there. It's very grabby. It grabs your skin. I never have any misses or slide offs. You just barely get your skin onto that flipper tab and it comes out. This one here is a little less aggressive. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it might be because of the stonewash process might have taken a little bit of that aggression off, and that might be your preference. Me, you know I love aggressive jimping, and look at this. Oh, speaking of jimping, the jimping is done so freaking well on this knife. It does its job. Let me show you. Here's the ergos. My hand's 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25. And look at this. Ample room. Giving it the bee squeeze. The only thing I can notice on it is you can feel these edges right here if you're really giving it the super grip. So if you were bearing down really, really hard, and I don't know that anyone's going to be using this for hard use knife. I think it could probably handle a lot of tough tasks, but if you were really bearing down with a lot of weight, you're going to feel these edges right here. But I'd say this is more of a collector's knife, more of a knife enthusiast knife, and the price is unbelievable for all the materials that you get, all the titanium plus the blade steel. I love everything about this knife, and I'm showing you right now. Look at the action. And here's this one. And here's a little bit of acoustics. And by the way, I was driving my wife nuts. I was making some notes before I made this video, and she was like, boy, that's aggressive. I was like, you know what? That's one of the things that I like about knives about, you know, with being a knife collector is the acoustics, the feel of them, the action, the ergos. And if you like to flip and flick your knives, like me, you know, it may not be the safest thing to do, but I do it while I'm driving down the road. Just make sure no one's around. And look at this. This is such a flippy knife. It's easy to use that hole for your thumb, or you can use the reverse flick with your ring finger. You can also open it. Nice slow roll action. You can also flick your bit. Oh, yes, it's just hands down a fantastic knife. You know that this knife was made by someone that has handled hundreds of knives, and he has. KC is the designer, and he has handled hundreds. That's how he knew to get good jimping, and he knew that a lot of people don't like a big pocket pecker sticking up, and it was designed very well. My shout outs to Knives Fast, KC over at Knives Fast. You did a fantastic job of this knife. The third version that is going to be the exact opposite of this one, where you're going to have the black coated titanium scales or handles, and then you're going to have the stonewash version of the blade. And then the fourth version is the Knives Fast version, baby, with the blue anodized titanium plus the stonewash blade. All four versions look so good, and this micro milling is just, oh, make sure you come Friday night and hang out Beez Blades live at the Hive. Oh, right. Every Friday night, 8:15 to 11:15 p.m. If you want to see size comparisons, or if you want me to take it apart, you never know what's going to happen on the live stream. We'll do a pizza check. We'll be talking about knives. We'll be talking about the jet stream. We'll be talking about the microburst. You name it. We talk about everything everyday carry, and these are the hot ticket. I would imagine these are going to be sold out by the time we get to the next live stream. So you might want to go check it out. I will put a link to Knives Fast, Tippus, Knives, KC, all of the above, so you can go check these out because they are available now. So I hope you enjoyed checking this out, and if I missed anything, well, that's what the live stream's for, right? Now go watch this video. You're really going to enjoy that. And until I see you again in the lives or the chats, the comments of this video are right after you hit the thumbs up button to support the channel. Remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.